Hello, this is Barry Anderson for the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap. It is Monday, June the 1st. This is the address to get into our room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Pretty active day today, actually. Not a lot of fantastic trades for me. Nothing really followed through in the way I really wanted, but actually probably took more trades than I normally do take. So let's take a look at what I did do today. Now, the first one was ESI. Now, before I start, we did have a problem this morning. For some people, it might have been an hour. I know for me, it was about 45 minutes, and that Trade Ideas was down. And that kind of put a bit of a damper on trying to figure out what to do with the open. Trade Ideas did resume at about 15 minutes, but it kind of threw me off my game a little bit. And plus, we had a lot of emails that were coming in, of course, for people wondering what was going on. So I kind of was trying to keep track of those. But anyway, this is I did mention this in the pre-market before before trade ideas did go down for me, as one that I would probably watch at the open. ESI has had a big run. Now, I mean, that's everything. Let's take a look at the daily here because obviously what's here is was up here at about 637, but it's coming down from 773. Had the huge drop all the way down to $1.93. But here are the last 2 days. Here's today's candle. Here is Friday. So I mean, it's trying to recover all the way up. I mean, here is probably where the resistance is. You can see the top today. What is it? 632, and right here is about 642. So hit the top of this resistance area and has pulled back from it. But, it has to be watched tomorrow for sure. I mean, even though it might be the third day up, if it can get above here, then, in theory, 778 is the next resistance level. So here's how I played it. Let's see, 5-minute chart. So here is the open. Here is the open, actually. Just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So here is the opening bar, the opening volume bar. And, it looked like it might be giving it all back up. I mean, we were looking at this and thinking, okay, maybe through $5, or if it could hold $5. Um, but it looked like it was going to give it back up, except then the next bar. I mean, look at this. This is an amazing, remember, 5-minute candle. But I bet you this is, if I went to a 1-minute candle, let's just see what the action was like. And here we are. So here's a 1-minute candle. Here's the second one. So, we're talking going from 482 to 519. So in a 5-minute period, I mean, this really completely obliterated everything that had gone on before that. And let me just bring back the 5-minute candle. And so I took the trade right here at 573 on this volume burst right up, and I exited some here at 606. I did not get out. I mean, it got up to 633, but it came back down. I exited before it broke down through that whole number, and I took the balance out at 578. So, I mean, on a percentage basis, it was a pretty good trade, but I was, of course, hoping for a lot more. Though, as I showed you on the daily chart, there's some resistance right around, I think that number was about 642. So it was to be expected that we might get a little bit of resistance right here and a bounce back. Right now it is trading at 572. So, if this can regain $6, there's an hour and a half left in the market. If it can regain $6, certainly I'm going to be watching. Even if it doesn't, I'm going to be watching this one tomorrow, and just to see if it has at least one more day of continuation. WB came on. We had some pretty good 30-minute opening range breaks. WB at $16.83, right at 10 o'clock. So right at 10 o'clock. And $16 and what did I say? $16.83. So, obviously I was a little bit late on this, though I probably would, I always do like to see it go through the whole number. 1683, I don't know. I probably could have taken it just about here and put a stop at 1678, and then tried it again if it broke through the whole number. At any rate, I did wait for it to break the whole number. Got through 17, took it right away. 1707, got out some here at 1744 very quickly, and then the balance as it came back right back down at 1712. So again, not tremendous follow through, but nonetheless a great little percentage increase in a very short period of time. So I was happy to take that trade. HRTX. This was a tough day trader. I mean, obviously, I would have loved to have held on to it. We saw this one in the pre-market. If you take a look at let's bring it over here, and let's take a look at the daily chart on it. So here's where it closed, and at 1287, no, that's not right. I know it had a pop. There it is. So it had a tremendous day on Friday, and it looked like, and in the pre-market, it looked like it was going to have a nice follow-through day. So this was one that I definitely wanted to watch. And I'll go back to the 5-minute chart. And so it popped up. And in the pre-market, you can see this is the opening candle right here, the opening volume bar right there at 9:30, and it got as high as 2171, and then it started coming down. And so I was watching this for sure just to see what was going to happen, because obviously it was pretty wild. Figured once it got through 20, it was maybe a good shot. You see how it got through 20 right there, 2025. It pulled back down, and then on this bar, it went through 20 again. So I took the trade here at 2013 and exited some at 2044, and the balance here at 2055. Now, completely and utterly missed this move right here. I mean, probably, I always say this, an argument could be made for taking the trade right here over the highs of these two candles and then letting it run. And boy, I mean, that was just a big miss on my part. Now, it was very whippy. It was very spready. I mean, even here, you're not talking about being able to hold on as a day trade. But I mean, what a tremendous increase from this level, 2079 up to 2342, actually 23, almost a $3 increase. So definitely a miss on my part, I think, for not at least attempting to get some right here. ACI, that was, let's see, where was that? That was another one on a 30-minute opening range break, another tough one. 7612 at 1028. 7612. So when I say tough one, I mean they just didn't have a lot of follow through. And I ended up taking the trade right here at 7620 as it pulled back down, and then it sold back up or was climbing back up. Took the trade right here at 7620. It's over the whole number. Remember, the alert was at 7612. Took the trade right here, held on through this, sold some right here at 7680. So that, obviously from 7620, a pretty nice trade. Held on a long time through all this. Again, as I've said before, because I took some out here, I didn't mind holding on at even down to here. If it had gone back down to my buy, I would have sold out. But once I've done this, I've ensured some profit on the trade. And this finally got me out. It looked like it was trying to pull up. But then as it was coming down again, I decided to take the trade, the balance of the trade at 76.70, and it's really not moved that much off that level. So, not a bad trade, but these higher price ones, I'd like to see at least $1 on it, but just didn't happen. CNC, this was another tough one. Now, CNC. This is now, Dan put on a webinar last week. I think it was actually the question and answer. I believe that it was he did the question and answer on Wednesday, and he put this one out, and we call it the Fundy Long, and really it is another 30-minute opening range break. If you want it, you can always email me at info@trade-ideas.com, and I will send it to you. It just has some different filters from these ones. It has some fundamental filters in it. And so I tried this one. 7581 was the alert. You can see I only got the one alert on it today. 7581, and let's see what, I got to get it up here. 7581. So the alert would have been right in this area here. Again, it was a little bit choppy, obviously. I took the trade right here at 75. Let's see. 75.95 right here. I actually said in the room that I anticipated maybe the break through 76. Usually I like to wait for it. I thought I was going to get rewarded. Here is 76.19. Looked like it was on its way, but then the next bar just completely sold off. So I decided to exit at 75.98 as it broke down through 77 or 76. And, very choppy. And it came all the way back down to 75.51. Yes, it recovered, but this sort of action right here kind of discourages me from really wanting to pay that much more attention to it. So got out of that one right there. AMBA. AMBA, I think, yeah. Well, again, it's one of those kind of choppy. Got me out here. I got into it in the first place because, again, the 30-minute opening range break, I was very late on it. 92.53. 92.53 was the opening range break, way back here. 92.53, so right back here. Watch this action. It pulled back down, a little bit of a consolidation, a little bit of a pullback. When it went through 93, I decided to take the trade at. I was in at 93. Actually, I was in at 93.28 right here. Sold some at 93.44, and as it was coming down, I sold for a loss on the second part of 93.16. So I took a loss on the second part. Again, probably I should have been paying a little more attention to it, and I could have got into the trade maybe here 93.69, this level when it broke through. But then you would have had to suffer through this and this. So yeah, in retrospect, it looks like, well, it's so obvious. Why didn't you take the trade? And it's another couple of dollars. It's tough, to take a look at these once you've been in and out of them. But as a day trader, I have to respect some of my stops, and I'm sure it would have got stopped out again. And let's see, the last one, and I think that it is probably, I don't know if it's running a little bit for me. No, it isn't. Now this was a little bit different. You can see here that this is a big volume alert that I received right there. Decided to take the trade. Decided to take the trade. Actually, it was right there. It was right after the volume alert, and took the trade at 73.08 and sold here at 73.03. It just did not have the follow through. If on this it doesn't have the follow through almost immediately, or if I'm, if this had a little bit of follow through and was sitting around 73.15, and I'm in at 73.08, I don't mind holding on. But the minute it gives it up, I just don't have any patience for it, and so I took out for a 5-cent loss. And I do love these. I mean, it always intrigues me when you see this volume out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. Something's going on, you would think. And again, because it was over a whole number, that's why I liked it. That's why I liked the trade. It was always obviously going to be a pretty tight stop. I mean, I was not going to let it get through the whole number, and so at the worst, it was going to be an 8-cent stop. Just like to have seen it accelerate a lot more quickly, and it just didn't happen. All right. That is it for today so far. I mean, I've got another hour and a half. I'm going to start watching the surges towards the end of the day. I think there were a lot of them early on that kind of I think would have worked fairly well, but I was kind of tied up with all the email issues and some other things, so I couldn't really pay attention to them. I will say this: that certainly there was one that I missed. Boot. 2568 was the 30-minute opening range rate at 10:03. 2568. So let's see what happened there. That was a really, really good one. What did I say? I'm sorry. 2568. So 2568 was right around here. You know, I think I even had an alert in there, but I just kind of missed it. And I mean, look at this. I mean, even if I got in around here at 2589, it just accelerated all the way to 2722. It was a tough spread, no question about it. It was a very tough spread. The volume wasn't that great at the very beginning, but I think this one is also one of those. I think it's a lifetime high. I think I'm not sure if it's a relatively new issue. Yeah, maybe not, but I believe that this was a lifetime high for it. So probably watch it tomorrow just to see what happens. It's been back to the daily chart. It's been on a bit of a roll. Here's the Friday, and here's today. So it's been on a bit of a roll the last 2 days. All right, that is it. Let me just bring back the covering page. Here again is how to get into our trading room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. And I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye bye.